everyone, welcome to the course Computer Networks. This is S. Parvathi, Assistant Professor, Department of CSIT, MLR Institute of Technology. In today's session, I am going to discussing about OSI reference model, that is Open System Interconnection Reference Model. So first let us see the overview of today's session. Today we are going to discussing about OSI reference model. First, what is OSI reference model? We already discussed there are two reference models are there in computer networks. Those are OSI reference model and next one is TCP/IP reference model, that is Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol reference model. These two reference models we are using in computer networks. Today we are going to discussing OSI reference model and next we are going to discussing about OSI architecture. What is the architecture? How the layers are going to be arranged in OSI reference model? All we are going to discussing in OSI architecture. And then we are going to discussing about these are the 7 layers we are using in OSI reference model. And we are going to discussing about each layer functionality. Means application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. These are all 7 layers. We are going to discussing the functionality of each and every layer, and also we have to discuss about providing the services of each layer in OSI reference model. All we are going to discuss in today's session. First, let us see what is OSI reference model. OSI is nothing but Open System Interconnection. So every day, in this today's world, everyone is connecting to the internet. Means number of users are there. All users, number of users are there. These number of users all are connected to the internet only. Means they are all are communicating each other. To make the system compatible, whenever they are communicating each other, to make that system is going to be compatible, this ISO, that is International Standard Organization, developed a standard format. That standard is OSI reference model. Means to make the system compatible, the ISO is developed a standard reference model, that is OSI reference model. This OSI reference model mainly it is a conceptual framework. It is mainly discussing about, it divides the network communication into these 7 layers. 7 layers are application layer, presentation layer, network layer, data link layer. All these are the 7 layers. Whatever communication is going between the devices, that communication is going to be divided into different layers, that is 7 layers. And also providing the standard way to understand and describe how the data is going to be traveled across the network. That is the main aim of the OSI reference model. And this OSI reference model is also describes the how the information is going to be transferred from that software application in one computer to another computer through the particular physical medium. How the data is going to be transferred from one software application of the computer to the another software application in the another computer. That is the main aim of the Open System Interconnection, that is OSI reference model. And let us see what are the design principles of the OSI reference model. This OSI is mainly having the 7 layer architecture. What are the main design principles? Means ISO is developed this OSI, right? What are the main design principles? How this ISO is developed this OSI is, these are the design principles for developing the OSI reference model. Means where the different abstractions are going to be needed. Means at the same time each layer is going to be created. Different abstractions are needed for each layer. For that purpose, each layer is going to be created. And each and every layer, means 7 layers are there, right? These are the 7 layers. Each layer is perform the well-defined function. Means each layer is having their own functionality. That is the main design principle. At the same time, the function of the layers, the function of each and every layer should be international standard. Means whatever functions are providing each and every layer, those are should be international standard. At the same time, these layers, so like that, these are the different layers. These are the different layers. So these are all different layers in OSI. Let us assume. So in between there, this is the interface. So this is having interface boundary. This layer is having interface boundary. These interface boundaries is to minimize the information flow across the interface. We are going to use this OSI reference model. This is also one of the design principle. And coming to number of layers, whatever layers are going to be there, those are not to be large, at the same time not to be small. These are the design principles of the OSI reference model. And coming to 7 layers of the OSI reference model. These are the 7 layers. Those are application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. These are the 7 layers in OSI reference model, that is Open System Interconnection Reference Model. First, let us see one by one what is application layer, what is the functionality, what are the services are provided by each and every layer. We will see one by one. First, what is application layer? Before going to that, first, what is the OSI architecture? I already told OSI mainly for communication between the devices. So, here consider this is the device A and this is the device B. These two devices are going to be communicated each other. Whenever they are going to be communicated, it is the physical medium. This is a communication between the devices. In between these physical medium also, there are some intermediate nodes. These intermediate nodes is nothing but that may be repeater, router, switches. These all devices are called as intermediate nodes. In between devices also, there may be intermediate nodes. Whenever they are going to be connected between these two devices through the physical medium, there are intermediate nodes also there. Suppose if device A wants to send some data to device B, how the data is going to be transferred exactly to the device B, that we will discuss in OSI architecture. Suppose if this is the sender and this is the receiver, how the data is exactly transferred from this sender to receiver. So, whenever if you want to send some particular data or information, if I want to send some particular data, how that data is going to be sent to receiver. First, whenever if you want to send some data, means I want to send the data using some particular application. Whenever I want to send the data, I have to select first application. In your device, it is having number of applications. First, you have to select the application through which application you want to send that particular data. Means suppose if I want to send the data, means I want to send the PDF file that I am going to use Gmail. Through the Gmail application, I want to send the data. This PDF file, how I am going to send from device A to device B. So, first I have to select the application. I am going to select the application, Gmail application. Through the Gmail application, I want to send the data. That is application layer. After selection of the application, that is Gmail application, next is the presentation layer. Presentation layer means whatever selecting the application, whatever data is going to be there, how you are going to present that data, in which format you are presenting the data. That means you are selecting the whatever that may be your PDF format, PPT format, and maybe that may be document file, that may be GIF, that may be JPEG, anything, which format you want to send the data. That is presentation, how we are going to present the data. At the same time, here only you have to go through encryption and decryption also. Encrypt and decryption, both comes under presentation layer only. Means suppose if the information is confidential information, how it is going to be encryption, means that is only understandable by the receiver only. That is encryption. Decryption means only receiver only decrypt the data. That is also comes under presentation layer only. So, here I have selected the application, Gmail application. So, I want to send the data in the form of PDF. That is presentation. So, here I am selecting PDF. In the form of PDF, I am going to send the data. After selecting the file, next one is session layer. What is the main work of the session layer? Means whenever you want to send that particular data, how we are going to send the data? First, you have to connect with the internet. Without connecting internet, you can't send any mail to anybody. So, first you have to connect the Gmail server. You have to connect with the internet. To connect the Gmail server, first what you have to do for connecting the Gmail server? First, you have to give the login and password, correct login and password. Then only you can send the data through this particular Gmail. So, first after giving the login and password, you have created a session for you send the data. After giving the correct login and password, the data is going to be sent through the session layer. That means your session is going to be created for sending the data. Whenever you are log out from that particular session, your session is going to be log out. Means your session is going to be ended. That is session layer. Whenever you log in, that is session is going to be created. Whenever you log out, your session is going to be ended. That is the work of the session layer. So, you have created the mail, you are selecting the presentation format, you are already log into the Gmail server, means your session is going to be created. Then what is the next step is, you have to transfer the data. Main aim is why we are connecting with the device 1 to device 2, device A to device B. The main aim is transfer the data only. That is comes under transport layer. Whatever data is going to be there, means your mail is come out of the box. That is the transfer is going on. That is transport layer. Means from your application, from your Gmail application end to receiver Gmail application, it will work. That is the aim of the transport layer. And next one is the network layer. So the data is going to be transferred here. Next one is, there are different networks are there. From your network to it is going to another network. From that network to it is going to router. From that router to it is going to another network. From that to it is finally reached to your destination. That is, there are different networks are there. How it is going to be transferred from one network to another network to router, all are comes under network layer. So it is network layer. Next one is the data link layer. This network layer mainly works with these networks, all networks connecting with the logical address, that is IP address. The logical address is nothing but IP address, internet protocol address. This is the network layer. And next one is data link layer. So it is finally it is coming to your destination, means exactly which device the data is going to be sent. It is mainly works with the MAC address, media access controller, means exactly which device I want to send particular data. See the example, suppose in our home only router is there. So everyone is connecting to that particular Wi-Fi only, means your father, mother, all are connecting to that particular network only, means exactly how we are going to receive that particular message through the MAC address only, means exactly which device I want to send the data. That is the main aim of the data link layer. So it is works with the MAC address. And coming to physical layer, whatever data is going to be there, the data is going to be, so computer understandable language is what? That is binary only, right? So that is going to be, whatever data is going to be there, that is going to be transferred in the form of zeros and ones. That is the work of the physical layer. This is the sending process. Here I am sending the data, right? So whatever data is going to be there, now it is in physical medium. So till here only we have completed till here only. That is only we have traveled through these all application layers only. Next one is, I am traveling through this physical communication medium. This medium is having again intermediate nodes, that is repeater, router, switches, hubs, all are going to be comes under this physical communication. So here it is having network, data link and physical layer only, right? This is nothing but these three called it as these three. So see this, these three call it as a hardware layers and these three call it as a software layers. And this is called as a heart of OSI layer. Heart of OSI. Why it is called as heart of OSI means, the main aim is what? Device A to device B, transferring the data only, right? Who is doing that work? Transport layer only, right? So it is called as heart of OSI layer. So this is the physical layers. These all are the physical layers. These intermediate nodes, whatever nodes are there, that are comes between these three layers only. Suppose if you consider physical layer, only physical layer means it is having the repeater, and hub. These two devices comes under physical layer. While coming to data link layer, bridges and switches comes under data link layer. And coming to network layer, it is having the router and gateway. These all physical devices comes in between network, data link and physical layer. These three call it as a hardware layers and these three call it as a software layers. So these are the physical communication. And next, whatever data is going to be sending to the from sender to receiver, first it will reach to the physical layer. So this is the physical medium. This physical data again is transformed to the data link layer, and then it is transformed to network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Finally, it is visible to the receiver at their Gmail application. That is the receiving process. So In between device to device, there is it is called as a one, already told, this is the virtual communication. In between the devices, it is a virtual communication. That means dotted lines indicate the virtual communication. In between the layers, it is having the physical communication. This is the physical communication. This physical communication is nothing but interface. Virtual communication, nothing but protocols. What are the different peer-to-peer protocols we are using? Each layer is having their own protocols. That is virtual communication. And finally, it is reached to the destination. This is the process of sending the data. Means here I took the example Gmail. How the Gmail is going to be sent from one layer to another layer through sender to the receiver. That is OSI architecture. Now let us see what are the application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, data link layer and physical layer. What are the main aim of those particular layers? What are the services exactly this layer is providing? All we can see now. First, application layer. What is application layer? It is also called as desktop layer. Application layer, another name is desktop layer, and it is providing the interface. I already told, we took the example Gmail, right? If you want to send the data, this particular data, first I have to select the application, that is the interface. It is providing the interface and enable the user to access the network resources. And also it is responsible for providing the network services to the user. So, it specifies the usage of the network by particular application, means through which application you want to send the data. First, you have to select the particular application. And in this application layer, we are going to use the port numbers. These can be used for identification of the service. Which type of service it is going to be provided. At the same time, these port numbers these are mainly for entry and exit point of the layer. Port number is nothing but entry and exit point of the layers. What are the protocols it is supporting in application layer? These are some examples. Hypertext transfer protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, file transfer protocol, telnet. These are the examples for application layer, means through which application you want to send that particular data. That is the main aim of the application layer. And what are the services it is providing? First one is the network virtual terminal. It is creating the network virtual terminal. Then file transfer, at the same time access management. The file transfer, at the same time access management also done in application layer. I am coming to next services, mail services. It is also providing the mail services also. And next service is directory services. It is also providing the directory services, means to access the data globally. These are all the services in application layer. And next one is the presentation layer. What is presentation layer? Presentation layer means, already I said, format. Which format you want to send the data? That may be GIF, that may be already here is there JPEG file, MPEG, GIF, smileys, emojis. Which format? Not only Gmail, WhatsApp also you can take as example. How you are going to send the data? First you have to select the application, WhatsApp application, then presenting. If you want to send the data, which format you want to send the data? That may be text file, that may be emoji, that may be smiley, anything you want to select it. First you have to select the presentation, how you are going to present the data. That is nothing but format, means converting the data into standard format. That is the presentation layer main aim, and transfer the data into that format that will be acceptable by the application layer. At the same time, it provides the data representation. It is concerned with the syntax and semantics. Syntax is nothing but format. Format only. Which format exactly you want to send the data? Semantic means the meaning of each and every section. Semantics of that particular information that is exchanged in between the two systems. That is also provided by presentation layer. And also it handles the encryption and decryption. I already told encryption and decryption also comes under presentation layer. Whatever confidential information if you want to send between the devices, you have to encrypt and decrypt, right? For that purpose also, that is also done in presentation layer only. Means you are selecting the format here only. That is encryption and decryption. And also it performs these particular tasks. Encoding and decoding comes under presentation layer only. Encryption, decryption, compression, decompression, all tasks comes under presentation layer only. These are some examples for presentation layer. ASCII, ABCDIC, and JPEG, MPG, NXBMP, MIDI. These all comes under examples of presentation layer. These are the services that are provided by the presentation layer is translation. Means if I want to transfer the data from ASCII to EBCDIC file, that is going to be done in presentation layer. Means transferring the data from one format to another format. That is comes under presentation layer. And next one is encryption and decryption. That is also providing the services of presentation layer. Means whatever translating the data into another form, that is encryption. And coming to compression. What is compression here? It is compressing the data which is going to be need to be transmitted over the network. It is going to be compress the data. These are the services, those are provided by the presentation layer. And next one is the session layer. What is session layer here? I already told session layer is nothing but creating the session. Whenever you want to send some particular data, first you have to connect with the internet. Then only you can transfer the data. Whenever you are connecting to the internet, means your session is going to be created. That is nothing but session layer. Establishing and maintaining the session for communication. If you want to communicate to the another device, first we have to establish the connection. That is, your session is going to be created and maintaining that communication till data is going to be sent. And finally, the data is going to be terminated. The data is going to be sent to the receiver. And next, it is also manages the connection and opening and closing sessions between the devices. Whenever your session is going to be started, that will open to send the data. Whenever a session is after sending the data, closing the session is nothing but the session is going to be end between the devices. And it establishes the connection, it maintains the connection. Synchronization also here. Session layer is also talking about synchronization. Whatever you are going to send the data, whatever data is going to be there, it ensures that exactly the data is going to be reached to the destination. That is the synchronization, interaction among the devices. That is session layer. And these are the examples for the session layer is remote procedure call, structured query language, network file system. These are the examples for session layer. And next, the services provided by the session layer are dialog control and synchronization. Dialog control is nothing but providing the relationship between the devices. That is dialog control. Means for communication, they have to provide the relationship. And synchronization means it ensures that the data is going to be sent perfectly. Whatever data is sender is sending, exactly the data is received by the receiver. That is the synchronization. These two services provided by the session layer. And next one is the transport layer. This is the fourth layer of the OSI reference model. What is transport layer here? This transport layer is also called as heart of OSI. Heart of OSI means that is also transport layer. End-to-end layer, it is also called as end-to-end layer. It is also called as process to process. These all names related to transport layer only. This transport layer main work I already told, transmitting the data. Whatever data is going to be there, that data is going to be transmitted through the transport layer only. It is also known as end-to-end layer or process to process layer for delivering of the data. It is called as heart of OSI model. So this layer may, whatever data is going to be there, that is going to be sent in the format segments. So till now we discussed application layer, presentation layer, and session layer. These three layers, right? Whatever data is going to be transferred from layer to layer, these all call it as the data name is data only. Through this, in application layer, the data name is data only. In presentation layer also, the data name is data only. In session layer also, the data name is data only. So, while coming to transport layer, whatever data is coming to session layer to transport layer, then the data is called as segments. The data name is segments. In the format segments, we are going to send the data. The data in the transport layer is called as segments. At the same time, this transport layer is operated by the operating system. It is the part of the operating system. It is transferred the data using the transport protocols including TCP and UDP. This transport layer is mainly supporting TCP and UDP protocols. TCP is transmission control protocol. UDP is user datagram protocol, that is connection oriented and connectionless protocols. These two are comes under transport layer. And coming to segmentation, I already told the data is transferred in the form of segments only. Coming to segmentation, what is segmentation here? Dividing the data, whatever data is going to be there, the data is going to be divided into smaller parts. Their parts is nothing but segmentation. Each and every part, every small part is known as the one segment, that is segmentation. And next, these are the services that is provided by the transport layer. First one is the identification of the service. And next is multiplexing and demultiplexing. Next, segmentation of the data means dividing the data into different segments, and we have to arrange the data in sequencing and reassembling the data, and error control and flow control. Those are all services comes under transport layer. And next one is the network layer. What is network layer? This is the fifth layer of the layer 5 in the OSI reference model. What is network layer here? It is the hardware layer, right? It is mainly responsible for providing the best path. The network layer main aim is, so application layer is selecting the application. So application, the next presentation layer means format of data, and next session layer is means creating the session, and next transport layer is means transferring the data. And coming to network layer means whenever you are transferring the data, which suppose this is the device, from this device to I want to reach this particular device. If I want to reach from device A to device B, there are number of paths are there to reach this particular destination. Means whenever the data is going to be transferred, which path I have to select, the best path to reach this particular destination, that is providing using network layer. It's providing the best path for data to reach the destination. That is the main functionality of the network layer. It is mainly talking about the logical layer. Means it is works with the logical layer. That means internet protocol address. It is essential for providing the source to destination delivery of the packets. Whatever data is going to be transferred in the transport layer, it is called as a segments. In coming to after transport layer, next one is the next one is the network layer. Whatever data is going to be transferred network layer to transport layer to network layer in the form of packets. Whatever data is going to be there, that is going to be in the form of packets. The functions are provided by the network layer is routing. What is routing here? Routing is nothing but selecting the best path. So, best route from source to destination, that is routing. For that, we are going to use different routing algorithms in our network layer topic. So, this next service is logical addressing. What is logical addressing means? It is the unique address. It is a logical address. The range of logical address is 0 to 255. In this particular network, in this particular range, which network you are going to use? That is unique address is given to the internetworking devices for identification of this particular network. The sender and receiver IP address are placed in the header by network layer. Means what is the sender address? What is the sender network address? What is the receiver network address? That is comes under network layer. That is going to be identified by the network layer only. And next one is the data link layer. What is data link layer here? Data link layer is mainly for transferring the data only in between network layer and physical layer. From here it is one node to another node. So that it is in the form of whatever data is going to be transferred in the form of frames. I already told network layer, the data is going to be transferred in the form of packets. In data link layer, whatever data is going to be transferred in the form of frames, that is going to be transferred. This data link layer mainly providing two sublayers, that is logical link control, media access control. Logical link control mainly for error detection and flow control. These two tasks done in logical link control. And coming to media access control, mainly it is talking about the physical address. Means it is having the 12-digit hexadecimal number, also responsible for the error detection also. This is media access controller sublayer. And the primary responsibility of this MAC is nothing but data encapsulation and also include the frame assembly. Data link layer main work is framing. Means whatever data is going to be there come from the transport layer, that is going to be transferred in the form of frames to the physical layer. That is the data link layer. These are the functions provided by the data link layer. Is framing means it is also function of the data link means data is going to be converted in the form of frames. Physical addressing means it is going to be identify the MAC address to exact which device I want to send the data. That is physical addressing. Error control. If any errors are there while sending the data, that is going to be conducted by the error control. That may be error detection and error correction. Flow control. Flow control means sender capacity and receiver capacity should be same. Sender and receiver capacity. That is the flow control. These are the services are provided by the data link layer. And next layer is the physical layer. This is the last layer. So mainly it is talking about it activates, maintains and deactivates the physical connection. It converts the logical ones and zeros into the transmit the sender. And data encoding also done in this particular layer. Means whatever data is going to be there, that is going to be transferred in the form of ones and zeros. That is nothing but bits. The data name here is bits. That is ones and zeros. And mainly the devices used in this physical layer is hubs, repeater, modems, cables. These are all the devices we are using in physical layer. And if whatever data is going to be sending from this device to here, right? This is, if it is wide medium, we are going to use Ethernet cables and fiber optic cables. If it is Ethernet cables, it converts the data into electrical signal. If it is fiber optic cable, it converts the zeros and ones into the light waves. This is wide medium. If it is wireless, if this medium is wireless medium, the entire zeros and ones are converted into waves. That is the main aim of the physical layer. And these are the functions are provided by the physical layer. Bit synchronization. And next one is bit rail control, means number of bits, how many bits are going to be transferred per second. That is bit rail control. Physical topologies, already we discussed bus topology, rings topology, star topology, all we discussed. Next one, transmission mode, means in which way we are going to transmit it. That is simplex way, half duplex and full duplex. These are the ways, means only one connection, sending and there, receiving there, but there is no exact time. Here full duplex means sending and receiving both simultaneous time, that is simultaneously, that is full duplex. These are all the transmission modes. These are all comes under physical layer. And next one is the, I already told here we used a word hop to hop, host to host, end to end, right? End to end comes under transport layer. It is comes under transport layer. It is comes under network layer. It is comes under data link layer. Hop to hop means node to node, means from this device to I am sending to the router. From this router to I am going to send to the our device. Means one hop to another hop, one device to another device. That is based on the MAC address, media access controller. Each device is having the MAC address. So that is hop to hop. That is used in data link layer. Coming to host means from one network to another network. Mainly it is talking about the IP address, internet protocol address. Means one host to another host in different network. That is host to host in network layer. And coming to end means it is having the IP address, at the same time port number. We already discussed port number. Means IP plus port number is nothing but end to end, means from your Gmail application end to from receiver Gmail application end. How the data is going to be transferred, this end to this end. That is nothing but the transport layer. From we are going to transfer the data from Gmail application this end to this end. That is transport layer, end to end application. And coming to MAC address, I already told it is the unique address, unique identifier, mainly talking about identifying each and every device in data link layer. That is MAC address. And let us see the summary. Today we discussed what is OSI reference model, and at the same time we discussed what is OSI architecture, what is different layers are there in OSI architecture, that are application layer, presentation layer. It is having how many layers? Total 7 layers. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, network layer, data link layer and physical layer. All are the 7 layers we discussed in today's topic. Next session we will discuss about TCP IP reference model. Next we will discuss about TCP IP reference model in next session. Thank you.